welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Odd with your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
So we got a Daisy chaining off of Maximum Overdrive was our last one. And this one was my choice. And I chose something from Pat Hingle, who played Bubba in Maximum Overdrive. And Pat Hingle's got a big filmography, so there was lots to choose from. But I came across one that I've always enjoyed this film, and I really wanted to watch it again. And I haven't watched it in a good 15, probably more years. Which is Sam Raimi's Western, The Quick and the Dead. And again, there's quite a big cast in here, so you're going to have a big choice next time.
I may have already chosen.
Okay, cool. So Quick and the Dead, like I say, Sam Raimi's Western. What's your general thoughts on this one?
I really like this. I think I'm going to try to get my friend to watch it as well soon. So this is a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, this comes in his filmography. I was just looking this up. He did something before The Evil Dead, which I didn't realise. But The Evil Dead, Crime Wave, which is an unusual film and one I really like, but it's a really weird film. And he collaborated with the Coen brothers, of all people. So it's kind of a Sam Raimi stroke Coen brothers movie, which is odd, right? Because the Coen brothers have got a weird sense of humour about their stuff, haven't they? And then we had Evil Dead 2, Darkman, and I think we've covered Darkman.
I don't think we've covered Darkman.
Oh, you've seen it, though, right?
No, I've not seen it. You were planning on trying to find a way for Liam Neeson to connect to Darkman.
Okay, well, we got one now. We really want one.
Yeah, true.
Then it was Army of Darkness, and then it was Quick and the Dead. And after that, he did a really good film called A Simple Plan, a kind of thriller, but quite unusual for Sam Raimi. And then one I've never even heard of called For Love of the Game, a sports film. Then The Gift, which again is quite a good film. And then it was Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. And after that was Drag Me to Hell, which is a great film. Oz the Great and Powerful. And then Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So yeah, he had long periods where he wasn't making anything after Drag Me to Hell. I think the Spider-Man maybe burnt him out a bit. Maybe that was it. But so I'm Quick and the Dead comes after Army of Darkness, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, I did read that apparently Sharon Stone, who was a big star at this time, she was calling the shots. They actually sent her a list of directors to direct this. She had a pick of the director of this film, and they sent her a fairly long list, and she sent back one response: Sam Raimi. Quite impressive, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Apparently, she really liked Army of Darkness. That's why.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, indeed. So this is Sam Raimi's take on both kind of the mainstream Western and the spaghetti Westerns. Well, it's a bit of both, really. There's kind of both elements. It's described as a revisionist Western, which means a Western, up-to-date Western. And hell of a cast.
Yeah.
I mean, Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Leonardo DiCaprio, who looks about 12.
Russell Crowe, and apparently this was like his breakout film sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he did films before this. He did Romper Stomper, the Aussie skinhead film. But this was just before he was in LA Confidential, which was when he got real noticed. But then he did Gladiator, and really, he was in superstar status after he did Gladiator. But he's quite a bit leaner in this and mean and moody as well, isn't he?
It weirdly looked like there was a lot of bits where I was just like, I saw him, and in the orange lighting, and like he's fairly tanned in this, I was like, this looks like Antonio Banderas in Desperado.
In fact, the whole film looks a bit like Desperado, doesn't it? Actually.
Yeah.
There is that, and also apparently Sam Raimi managed to get his famous Oldsmobile in this, but He got it
did
here.
not see
Now,
it.
I don't. No, you wouldn't have, because it's this. They basically stripped it down to the bare chassis and then built a wagon around it.
Okay, that doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. But that's what they did,
had
and
a
it sounds
ship-
ridiculous. And I don't believe it. I think he just
That's
says
some
that.
Ship of Theseus bullshit. That is
Yeah,
not the
no.
same vehicle.
No.
Stripped it down, rebuilt a wagon around it.
Yeah.
Took out the original parts. That's not the vehicle.
Yeah, and the whole premise of this film is a gunfighting contest, but to the not entirely to the death.
It doesn't start us to the death.
To the death, but it soon
As
becomes
is the
that.
nature of westerns, it escalates quite drastically.
Yeah, so I mean, I really enjoyed this film. I remember when I said it was a flop when it came out for some
This
reason.
was a flop.
Yeah, but it's a great film, right? It's super.
Like, even
entertaining.
just on Star Power, you'd think this would make a lot of money.
And it's funny, right? When I was watching it, I was thinking, you know what? This might be the best Western of the 90s. And then I'll check what other Westerns were. But Unforgiven and Tombstone, for example, were also 90s. So I can't say this was the best Western of the 90s. But man, it was a great Western. It was a great Western.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Sharon Stone coming off the back of Basic Instinct.
Yeah. So which is why she had the shot, could call the shots, you know. Now, so she plays the lady, is what she's described as. Ellen is her name. Gene Hackman's called Herod. Great name. Russell Crowe is Court. Now, that's interesting because there's a character called Court in the Stephen King Dark Tower series. He trains gunslingers. So that's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Leonardo DiCaprio as the kid, and then various other. Pat Hingle's Horace the bartender is probably another one worth mentioning.
Here we got the recognisable guys. We've got Keith David.
Keith David's great in this.
Yeah,
I really like
Keith. Really
Keith.
slick. We had Lance Henriksen.
Yes.
We got Robert Blossom, who you will literally only ever remember as the guy from Home Alone. The scary, guy that's wandering around salting the streets.
Yeah, he's in it. He's in it. As like the town doctor. And his job's the easiest thing. He basically goes up to him and says, he's dead. It's a bit of that, right? There's also kind of a guest star appearance from Gary Sinise as well. It was kind of interesting. He plays the father of the lady, as it were. Yeah. And there's Woody Strode's in it. He's really old. He's making coffins, which is straight out of The Man with No Name, straight out of Fistful of Dollars. And also Bruce Campbell's in it, but I didn't see. I looked for him, but I didn't see him.
Yeah.
I think
his credits list him as the wedding Shen. Do not remember anything like that.
Don't remember a wedding at all, right? Yeah. There's also some. I mean, it's a really Sergio Leone-esque kind of casting that they've got very distinctive faces and characters. There's a blind kid, for example, who looks a lot like a young Sam Raimi, bizarrely.
Yeah, strange.
Yeah, and various others, really ugly blokes, basically. Yeah. But and it's basically 16 people sign up for a gunfighting contest, and each day everyone has to fight. So day 1, 16 goes down to 8. Day 2, 8 goes down to 4, and so on. Right? Yeah. So the more it goes on, the more they fight. And there's some really. I mean, it starts with the lady. Well, we don't know it's the lady, or a rider. And there's a bloke just pissing about in the desert, and someone's riding towards him, and he gets angry, and he takes a shot at this person. But it turns out it's Sharon Stone, and she kind of knocks him out pretty much.
Yeah,
she's also got a hole. He's shot a hole in her hat, so she takes his hat and then padlocks him to a wagon that's broken down. No horses, just the wagon, which I think is supposed to be the Oldsmobile, actually. And he's saying, I'm going to kill you if I get out of it. And he actually signs up for the contest.
Yeah, he signs up for the contest because she signed up for the contest as well.
Yeah, and given the goofy nature of this, and there's kind of some heartfelt stuff in it. I think Leonardo DiCaprio's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's got this really annoying arrogance about his character, which makes sense. He's nicknamed the kid. So,
The kids, yeah. And he claims he's the son of Herod, and Herod's like not having it. He keeps saying, "No, you got farmer's hands," and he goes, "No." He's basically undermining his own son a lot. Or
but we're not sure if it's his son.
We're not sure. We're not entirely sure.
They never clarify.
So. No. So basically, the first round is all these. Oh, also we get Russell Crowe dragged into town by Herod's henchmen. We find out he turned pacifist and was running like a mission, and they basically burnt it to the ground and dragged him in with the kids inside and dragged him into town. And he refuses to fight because he's a pacifist. So they put him in a chair with a noose around his neck, and Herod starts shooting away the chair legs.
Yeah.
Lady really doesn't like this, and we find out later why. And she actually shoots him down. And basically, this is all while people are signing up for the contest, and people I think
we got some fun character introductions here.
Yeah, there's a guy that rides into town, obviously escaped from a jail, and we see him ride into town, run into a bar. Then another guy comes flying out the bar, is scared, and he just comes out and shoots him and then has a beer, right? There's this one-eyed convict
I think
guy.
my favorite is the boy, the like blind like shoe shiner. It's like, how many days was it this time? It's like 30.
Yeah, because he obviously keeps escaping and coming back to town. Also, when the lady rides to town, she first rides through like this graveyard and she looks at this thing, broken down building, saying Marshall on it, and also the name of the town seems to be in the graveyard, but it looks like it's almost on tombstones with each letter on one big letter on one tombstone. It says Redemption, right?
Yeah.
And then she rides into town, so it's kind of set in very stylish, this film.
There's a lot of, in Ang Lee's Hulk, there's a lot, they like do the comic panels in the background is like clear superimposition. There's a lot of shots where it's like that could be superimposed. It looks like it might be, where it's just like the back. It just looks like they're in two separate areas. But
there's cool. There's a lot of extreme foreground with mid or distant shots background, right? There's a lot of that, which Sergio Leone did actually, quite a lot of that, but it's extreme and it looks almost like a special effect, doesn't it? So there's a big contest for quite a lot of money. I think $123,000. Why any company will put this much money up for a gunfighting contest, I do not know. I think
it's Herod that's doing that.
Oh, Herod just does it because he wants to fight.
Because he wants it.
Yeah,
he says later on in the film, he's like not scared of anything, so he just does this.
It explains why he's not scared of anything. He's just not scared. He likes to be frightened, and this doesn't frighten him. But basically, people are signing up, and the kid baits one guy just to sign up, doesn't he? He keeps saying, "Come on, do I hear a chicken?" It's all that kind of stuff, right? And that is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So they all eventually get all the places filled. There's a Native American who insists called Spotted Horse, who says he can't get killed by bullets, and he opens his shirt and he's got bullet holes all over him.
What's funny is like he continues this he's like, I was shot in the mouth and it didn't stop me. I was shot in the hand and I just carried on.
I've shot in the foot three times.
Yeah, and then like the scene cuts away, but you can still hear him just going on in the background.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I also like when Lady goes into the bar for the first time. Pat Hengel's character, I think his name Harold. I think that's what his name is.
And he's like, the brothel's next door.
Well, he says, "Hall's next door." She goes, "Have you got a room?" He goes, "Hall's next door." And she goes, "Say that again." Yeah. He says, "Hall's next door." And she kicks his chair away and manages to somehow catch a bottle of whiskey and a glass for her and start drinking whiskey. And she says, "Have you got a room?" And he says, "Yes, ma'am, I've got a room." Yeah. Boy, she puts a lot of whiskey away in this film.
Yeah.
She's obviously got
everyone puts away a disgusting amount of drink in this film.
Yeah. I mean, the kid sticks to beer and sort of says, "You drink this stuff," yeah.
Bro sticks to the water, which they make almost like pornographic in this film.
Yeah, he's chained up in the middle of the town.
He's chained up to a well, so an empty well. So he's like just thirsty, and it's in the desert, of course. So they keep bringing out water to him and then just like dropping it on the floor.
But amazingly, considering it's a desert, this place, there's a lot of heavy rain.
Yeah. They keep
Which
having to call off gunfights because of the rain.
Yeah, and I think that's Sam Raimi's kind of tribute to Django, because if you remember Django, it was a town of mud, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like that. So we got Russell Crowe looking very cool, I have to say.
Yeah.
And all these really ugly, wretched.
There's this weird bit where this guy is like, I challenge you, Court. And then these 5 kids of his show up is like, our dad is going to kick your ass. And then they start beating Court with sticks.
Yeah.
And then lady shows up and beats them up. And we're not talking like teenage. No, these are like 4 or 5-year-olds.
Yeah, she's slapping them about. Basically, she beats them until they leave him alone. But Court's really got Herod's really got a thing with Court, hasn't he? He really hates. He used to ride with Herod, and he's given it up the life. And we also find out later why that is, because Court said this guy helped us and sort of tended to us. And as we were about to leave, Herod said, "You got to kill him," and I wouldn't. But then Herod just killed him, and at that point he gave up. He gave up the life, right?
Yeah.
But it also Court. What Herod knows that Court was pretty much as fast as him, and also we have to mention Lance Henriksen character, Ace. Amazing.
He walks around with a deck of cards. He's like, I got an ace of spades in here for every man I killed, and all the cards are ace of spades.
Oh, yeah. And he does all these trick shots, and he claims to have killed this and killed that. He is a good gunman, but Herod says, yeah, you're not a killer. You're a puff of wind. You're not the real deal, and all this sort of stuff. But I think he challenges. Doesn't he challenge Ace for his first fight?
Yeah, for his first fight, he's like, yeah, I know this slaughter. I was there, and you weren't.
Yeah, because he claims that he killed these brothers in the town, and I said, "Oh, you killed the brothers?" And he goes, "Yeah, you should." And Ace is like, "Yeah, you should have been there." And he goes, I killed them. And he's also doing all these tricks. Like, for example, he gets this little young girl to hold up a ace of spades high in the air, and he sits on a horse that he kind of...
He backflips off the horse and takes the shot. And
through the horse's legs and puts it right through the ace of spades. And Herod actually says, I heard you shot off a little girl's thumb doing that trick in whatever, Tombstone or whatever it is. And it's basically baiting Ace, but Ace has got all these fancy clothes as well.
Yeah, they've all got aces of spades on them. I think it's probably the most poignant bit of the film, where it's like he gets killed after a fair bit of shooting, and they just immediately just strip his corpse.
Yeah, the town
leave it in there in like his long johns.
But they're vultures. We also find out that Ace can shoot overhand. And Court says, okay, I've heard you can shoot overhand. In the first draw they do, he shoots him through the hand, doesn't he? So he drops his gun. He goes, but you still got your left hand, so try that. And then he does it while he's using his right hand to smoke. Yeah. And the guy goes for his left hand, and Herod shoots him with his left hand. He goes, yeah, I'm as good with both hands as well. And he just shoots him dead, right? Just proper dead. And like, what made me laugh is everyone in the town looks horrified. But isn't this a gunfighting contest? What's
to be fair, like Herod has basically got them all stuck there. And he takes half their wages.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah, he takes 50% of the town. We do see there's a weird scene at the beginning where a lady hears some sort of deal going on. She opens the door, and Keith David's character is talking to the townspeople and taking money from them. So you don't really know what it's about. But basically they've hired this they call him a shootist, right? He's a shootist to kill Herod, right?
Yeah.
And Herod's fine with it. He says
Herod's like, I thought Ace was going to be the assassin.
I thought Ace was the hired gun, but he wasn't the real deal. You are. Who hired you? And like Keith David's like, I can't tell you that. And he says, well, okay, we're going to have to, we're going to have to fight. He goes, basically, Herod says, I'll look forward to killing you. And like Keith David just laughs his head off, doesn't he?
They're both laughing their heads off.
Yeah. And it's raining outside, so the fights have been delayed.
I'll kill you as soon as the rain's done. So
yeah. So
and they have probably the most brutal of the gunfights.
Yes. Yeah, because he goes. Herod's really angry because he kind of figures out it's the townspeople have hired this guy. Yeah. Somehow he figures this out.
Well, so all the people are like watching with bated breath.
Yeah, like they hope it's going to be it.
What's his name? Clay?
Yeah, Clay.
Clay. Clay Cantrell. He gets shot in the leg and he drops and they all like gasp.
All their heads drop.
It's like, okay, you hired this guy.
Yeah. But then he shoots him through the head, and we see a hole appear in this guy's head.
Yeah.
Daylight for
proper like Sam Raimi.
Yeah, proper Sam Raimi, that is.
It's like I said when we did Doctor Strange. Like I'm certain that Sam Raimi was like midway through directing this film. He was just like, I got to do something weird. I got to do something scary.
Yeah.
So Doctor Strange, it was where they just suddenly get attacked by the souls of the damned.
Yeah.
And this is like a guy had a hole through completely through his head.
Yeah, it was just an outline, basically, wasn't it? His skull. There's various other dodgy characters. There's one who's got a sort of fat, older guy who's got like a big moustache. And there's a weird celebration at the beginning, like a Day of the Dead celebration, because the town appears to be Mexicans. That's how it appears to be. So I guess it was kind of funny
because it was like, it looked like a sort of standard Western bar.
Yeah.
Like people of every race, creed, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like the second that everyone was like, yeah, let's have a party, it's like sort of thing. Like
it
wasn't just they started mariachi music. Like they basically whipped out like a Day of the Dead celebration there and then.
Yeah.
Like they were shaking, jumping up and down with skeletons. Like
and one of the guys, the one I mentioned, the fat one with a moustache, has got like a skull makeup on his bottom lip, and it's all sorts of weird stuff. We also see that this particular fat guy there's a young girl works in the bar, and we see him like dangling is it? I thought it was just someone he was looking after. I don't think it was his daughter. But he's like dangling baubles in front of her and sort of whispering in her ear, and the lady sees it and she says to the girl, wherever his greasy hands touch you, make sure you wash, right? So there's like this antagonism there. The lady doesn't know if she acts like she really doesn't know if she wants to be there or not, does she? She's not sure. But she's clearly got a problem with Herod, so this is kind of a revenge thing. In the end, that's kind of how it turns out. But she's not sure if she wants to carry it through. It appears, she's always a bit uncertain. But she can shoot. That's the thing. She can shoot. Because Herod, at one point, they say, nah, women can't join the contest. They could, and he's like, they can join the contest. They just can't shoot for shit. That's what he says.
This is just before he's like stringing up Russell Crowe. And then she shows off by shooting the noose. And the daughter is like, I'll still enter.
And no, he says sign them both up. Yeah. He says when that happens. And Court's first fight. Is Court's first fight with the guy with the kids, or is that his second fight?
Court's first fight is the guy with the kids, and they actually Herod like walks him into DiCaprio's gun shop. Yeah. It's like, what's the most piece of shit gun that you have?
Well, first he lets him demonstrate all these fantastic guns, and it's very gun fetish, this film.
Yeah.
Because these guns
I got this gun, and I took off the wooden stock, and I put silver on it, and then it's like, I got the Smith & Wesson, and he shows off this big, like, hand cannon looking thing. It's like, yes. And then Gene Hackman just goes like, what's the worst gun you have? And he just sort of drops this rusty thing on the counter. It's like, that's $5.
And he goes, and he says, put ammo in it, and he starts to load down. He goes, no, one bullet, bullet. That's all he needs, and we don't want to give him any ideas about shooting his way out of town. So they give him one bullet to do the gunfight, and he's like, I am not drawing. I'm not drawing.
Then when the gunfight happens on reflex, he just immediately pops it and shoots it.
Yeah, he shoots the bloke who's got the kids, and they all sort of cry. Also, the first gunfight with the kid made me laugh because it was like against the guy saying, "I'm the Swedish champion gunfighter," and everyone laughs as soon as he says that. And of course, he loses, but he only shoots him in the leg. He says, "Stay down, Swede. I don't want to have to shoot you anymore." And he goes, "I concede," and all this. And he goes, "Wow, I'm so fast." And he's also saying, "Sweden must be a small place, huh?"
Yeah.
But it made me laugh. A Swedish champion turned up in the middle of this place. That was funny. There's various other gunfights. I think the main ones are really involved the lady court and Herod. Really, they're the ones that are most interesting.
We only see I think 2 of kids, and that's like more montage than actual.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of montage of people just dying. One side winning, one side losing. There's a bit of that to progress it, and also every fight happens on the hour. So when
they pull
strikes,
they basically pull like a raffle on when the gunfights are going to be.
Oh no, it's like anyone can challenge anyone else, but everyone's got to fight in one day, right? Every day someone's got to fight. And from that, we also see at one point the fat guy with the mustache has obviously had his way with the young girl.
Yeah.
We see her running down the stairs with all her clothes dishevelled and crying. And he just like walks down the stairs doing his belt up and sits to play poker.
Yeah. And then lady beats the shit out of him.
Well, before that, there's an interesting scene because he just comes down the stairs and you see Pat Hingle, the barman, who's very upset.
Yeah.
You can see him nearly reach for the guy's gun to shoot him, and he doesn't. And he sits down, and one of the guys says, "How was she?" And he goes, "Wriggle like a fish." And then Sharon Stone punches him out.
The shit out of him. And then it's like smash cut to them running at each other from either end of the town, shooting each other in the rain.
In the rain. Yeah. She shoots him in the balls.
Yeah, she shoots him in the nuts, and then I think she shoots him in the arm.
Yeah.
And that like drops him, and she's like, "I'm not going to kill him," and she leaves. She like goes and sits at the bar, but then he bursts in the door. Well, the barman thanks her for it first.
Yeah, he says thank you.
And then the guy bursts in through the door trying to finish it, and she turns around and shoots him.
And Herod is not happy with that she doesn't shoot him because he actually declares when he fights his second fight, which is with Keith David. He says, "No, this is to the death." And it's funny because the guy who's Pat Hingle is the announcer.
Yeah, he's also like announcing. Yeah.
He goes, "Is that okay with you?" to the shootist, to Keith David. He goes, "Yeah, I was planning to kill him anyway." Is all he said. Which is funny, but once Herod just way too fast for this guy.
So we get to the final round where it's the kid, Herod, Court, and the lady.
One more I wanted to mention is Russell Crowe does next fight was with Spotted Horse, the guy that says no bullet can kill him.
And he kind of lives up to that name.
Yes.
He has to keep getting bullets from the blind kid so that he can shoot this guy.
Yeah, well, at one point he shoots him and he's lying down dead, but he starts to get up again, and
he was just going, "No bullet can kill me."
Yeah, he's just
shoots
saying
him
that
again and drops him, and then he gets up.
Yeah, he keeps shooting. He shoots him in the head at one point, and he still gets up. But he's saying, "John," to Herod, "give me a bullet." He goes, "Nah, just one bullet." But the blind kid, it's a very cool shot. He flips it through the air.
I was expecting a trick reload there. He leaves it open and does an arm sweep, holding the gun, catches the bullet in it.
Yeah.
But he just grabs the bullet out of the air and loads the gun normally. So.
We also have an earlier scene that does tie into the rest of the film, which is we find that the kid who runs the gun shop sleeps on his gunpowder supply.
Yeah.
Otherwise it gets stolen. So there's these massive barrels of gunpowder. Because Sharon Stone wakes up drunk in his room.
In his bed, yeah.
And the kid's going, "Oh man, we're out all night last night." She's like, "Don't give me that. I saw you pass out before I did. On beer. Never mind about whiskey." Yeah, and things like that. She's
a bit too old for him.
Yeah.
As in, she's older than 25 for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, she's he kind of actually proposes to one of the women who are kind of hanging around, and there's a bit of a relationship there.
Yeah.
But like you say, it gets to the final four, which is the kid versus Herod and Colt versus the lady. And the kid and the lady, Colt and the lady, they're saying,
Oh, we forgot like one bit where we kind of get the lady's backstory.
We do.
We get her and the town doctor. The town doctor recognizes her.
Because she leaves town, doesn't she?
She leaves town after she kills the guy. She's like, I'm not taking part in this.
Yeah. And he's the town doctor who recognizes her when she was a little girl. And essentially, what we find out...
Yeah, her father was the marshal of the town when Herod rolled in. And Herod forced her to try and shoot out the rope around her father's neck, which she later did in the bar. But in this instance, she shot her father in the head.
Because she's a little girl. She's a little girl, right?
She's a child.
She shoots her father in the forehead, right? Yeah. So obviously she's lived her whole life traumatized by this, but learned how to gunfight and all this that now, just to come back to try and kill Herod. And there is a scene where he invites her to his house and they kind of have dinner, and she's got a little Derringer tucked away, and she cocks it, but then she hears him cock a gun too, and she's kind of she loses her bottle and just leaves. But just as she leaves, he's talking to her, and she notices the click she thought was a gun is actually like a special match holder. Holds matches. Yeah, so and I was never sure. Did he know what was going on or didn't from that? I wasn't quite sure.
I think he didn't, and it was supposed to be like she keeps fucking up and she's like recognizing that she's not ready, sort of thing.
Yeah. Anyway, her and Colt have to face off, and they're both like saying, "Well, I'm not drawing," and she's saying, "I'm not drawing," and all this, that, and the other.
Herod starts a countdown.
Yeah, and he says, "Well, if you neither of you draw, you're both going to be shot down. So it's up to you." And they, in the end, Colt draws and
shoots her. And she gets dragged off by the doctor.
And she gets dragged off. Oh no! Basically, the doctor says, "None of you jackals touch her," and that she gets carried off with a bit more respect than the rest, because everyone else gets stripped of their clothes immediately. Don't they? And she's kind of got blood on her thing, but we find out later that's red ink.
Yeah, red ink she got from the blind sales kid.
Blind kid. So Court's left. Everyone thinks the lady's dead. And then it's Herod and the kid have a shootout. And
Herod and the kid go first.
Oh, yeah. But in their shootout, there's these massive set of crash zooms, isn't there?
Yeah, the vertigo shots.
Yeah, or a vertigo or Jaws. You know, that pull zoom where the entire background goes away.
Dolly zoom, that's the proper name for it. So.
Okay, and there's loads of those. Oh, a lot of Dutch angles in this film too.
They both draw at what looks like the same time, and Herod drops.
Yeah, Herod gets shot in the neck, doesn't he?
It just grazes his neck, and then the kid falls, clutching his stomach.
And the kid's like, "Damn, that was fast," is what it says. And also, it has to be said, Herod says, "You don't have to do this, kid. Pull out now, and there'll be no loss of face." And he won't do it. And he actually says, as he's dying, "I just wanted some respect from him." And he's saying, "Did I get him? Did I get him?" And they're saying, "Yeah, you got him, kid," and all this.
Herod's not having it.
But he dies. And then because ladies around. So then it's just Court and Herod have got to face off, and just as the clock ticks, the whole town starts blowing up. Basically, she's rigged the whole town to blow up at a certain time. Different buildings keep blowing up just before their gunfight, so they don't have a gunfight. Yeah. But Herod's kind of left standing, but then through the smoke, and he's like, "You're dead." And she carries on walking, and he says, "You're not fast enough to take me." And she says, "I am today."
She chucks her father's marshal badge at him.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Who are you?" And there's like the glimmer of recognition when she throws the marshal badge.
And as the evidence, that's the bit it gets revealed to us as well. Exactly. because it wasn't entirely clear. We just knew that something bad happened to her when she was a little girl, and her father with Herod, right?
Yeah.
And basically she outdraws him, right? And we
Yeah.
actually see a hole appear through where his heart is, and sunlight come through it.
Yeah.
So they do that trick again, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end, she says something like, "I guess Law's back in town," and chucks the marshal badge at Court, and then rides off. So Court's the new sheriff or
Court's the
marshal.
sheriff, and then that's the end of the film, really.
Yeah, man, it does not mess about. Really, really
All
fun
killer,
film.
no filler. So
Yes. I mean, I don't think there was a minute of this film wasted. Honestly,
Yeah.
I felt like it was super tight and was really fun. I still can't believe it wasn't a success.
yeah, it's wild.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. The music was good. It looked good. All the cast. Why? It did better in Europe than it did in America, I
Yeah.
think. So it just didn't. It's Raimi blamed himself and the way he filmed it as the reason for it. I don't buy that at all. I thought.
It's. I assume that there was some sort of terrible advertising push.
Yeah, possibly. He also wondered, is it that was I like a dinosaur? Is his words,
This is like his fifth film, so
yeah, filming it like, an old-fashioned kind of thing. But no, man, it's awesome. It did receive mixed reviews. Some reviews liked it, but some didn't. But I thought it was really fun. I mean, it's a B movie, but it's a really, really good B movie.
Yeah.
That's what it is, really.
It does not deserve the Metacritic of 49 out of 100. Good God.
Yeah, and the thing is, people were saying, "Oh, it was using cliches." No, it wasn't. It was making fun of cliches.
Yeah.
So it was weird. It's weird. A very enjoyable film. It was some other critics compared it to like a crazed highlight reel of other films, which it kind of is. I would agree with that. Seems a reasonable summary.
Welcome to most modern media.
Yeah.
Even in the 90s.
Yeah, and it's been reassessed as much better than it was when it first considered when it first came out. Quite rightly. It's totally mad, but one of the funnest westerns you will watch, I would say. Really, really enjoyable. And I think it was kind of weirdly reverential to the material, as well as kind of riffing on it and doing its own thing on it. Its mad Dutch angles and dolly zooms and stuff like that. It was snappy, wasn't it? It was really, really kicked ass, I think. So quite surprising. I think maybe Sharon Stone wasn't quite right for that role, but she was fine.
Yeah, she was great in it.
Yeah, she was fine. Imagine like Julianne Moore or someone like that in it. I don't know though. I think Sharon Stone was fine actually. I really enjoyed this film. I'm glad I picked it. I was I enjoyed it so much watching it this time. So got any final thoughts?
Not really. I just really liked everyone had like their own distinct aesthetic. Everything was customized to the point where quite a few of them had like personalized, like not smoking pipes.
Yeah. So. Keith David's smoking pipe was amazing, and his drawer was amazing. He basically swiveled the gun on his belt. He didn't even take it out. He just swiveled it on his belt, which is kind of interesting. Which relates to a lot of spaghetti westerns. There's a lot of gadgetry in spaghetti westerns. James Bond was in the ether when spaghetti westerns came out, so you see a lot of spaghetti westerns where they're basically gadgets or weird variants. There's a series called Sabata with Lee Van Cleef where he basically has all these weird gun gadgets, and there was a bit of that in this as well. I really like this. I felt it was definitely riffing on the Man with No Name trilogy, and in fact the gunshot bit reminded me a lot of, there's a scene with Tuco in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly where it is in a gun shop and he's basically makes his own gun out of the other guns to make the great gun, if you remember that one. A really fun film. What would you give it on your rating system?
I'd give this an 8, I gotta say.
Yeah, I give it an 8, and I think it's a high 8. It's bordering 9 for
yeah.
me. I might be buying this on Blu-ray. I really, really liked it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It's quite expensive on Blu-ray at the minute,
Okay.
but I will keep an eye on it. If the price comes down, I will be getting it on Blu-ray for sure. And I kind of regret I spent so long between watches. Actually, I think I'm going to watch this every couple of years. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. I can feel it like being a Christmas watch or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just something different, something to watch regularly during the year, but figuring out a date or time that it's maybe Cinco de Mayo or something. I don't know, something like
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
that.
Sure.
Yeah. All right then. Let's wind it up there. So bye from me.
Bye.